Hey, well, for those of you who are tuning in, happy Saturday. Today, for you guys, will be July 20th. So we had an interesting and eventful week. Yeah. So it's been a really eventful week. Before I click on that little record button or click on that live button, it really does make a difference whether you feel like somebody's watching or not. It's totally bizarre. And I think everybody understands what I'm saying. Pardon me if I wince a little bit now and again. I went to a conference for work this past Tuesday in a little town called Bay City. Kind of cool there. Nice place to visit, right on the bay, Saginaw Bay in Michigan. But it was an all-day training. They did not have the kindest chairs for my backside, and how that kind of manifests for me. But 3 days later, is it's a trouble moving the leg tonight. So thankfully I don't have to get up and move around, but there was some wincing a little bit earlier. I was pretty sore that day, that afternoon and evening. It seemed to clear up. I wasn't worried about it, but today it kind of hit me. But anyway, that's for the pain in the arse. All right. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show last weekend. Not saying it was my show that you may have kind of watched, but there are a lot of people hypothesizing what that means, yada yada. I really, what it did do? It polarized a lot of people. So I don't talk about politics or religion at work with colleagues. If I talk to, I'm going to use the word client, even though technically that's not what we call them in mental health. But with the clients, you're there to support them. So that's my job in that respect. But outside of that, I don't really discuss politics or religion with anyone for a good reason. It's very polarizing. And I know you've probably heard it before, left wing, right wing, same bird. Feathers might look a little different, might be a little different color, but wink, wink, nod, nod. What is it? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. A bit of a show, there are colors associated with that. There's also, white and black associated that people sometimes talk about. There's also acronyms involved that have dollar signs with them that people keep talking about, that I don't have a lot of faith in personally, especially after finding out that this QFS thing that they keep talking about has been talked about for 50 years. And it was like, oh, they're all set to go, give it another month. And I didn't listen to anything for the last 2 years. Now somebody else is saying, well, these other things need to happen now. So it's kind of like that carrot on a stick, getting the ass to move further down the road. All right, enough of that madness. So I hope the rest of the week wasn't too polarizing for you guys, but it kind of did show some colors of people. There are a lot of people, they came out as haters, disappointed there wasn't someone's mortal demise. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I said, don't bother yourself about it. Is it something you can control? All right, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, whatever that means for you. Yeah. So I think over the weekend, because I did have last week, Thursday and Friday off, I had a little bit of time to be able to spend to myself. So that would have been 11, 12, 13, 14. So the 13th would have been a Saturday. And I must have written it. I didn't put the time down. I usually put the time down when I'm looking at things. So something about, oh, I know what that means. All right. So I kind of did a little bit of a quiet time on the 13th in the evening. So it's something came up about being, this is, I'm sorry, but this is going to sound a little cryptic. So maybe it's something for someone out there. So there's kind of like a heartfelt leveling up, moving away. It's almost like there's not an easy exit, but a necessary one to get to higher ground. And I guess what you have to figure out what that means for you, whatever that higher ground means for you, like maybe a different job, just a different perspective. I think when you get to the top of something, you get a different perspective. If you climb even a half a flight of stairs and you stand on a landing, when you look up, you're going to have a different perspective as what you are when you're standing on that landing and looking down. So maybe that's kind of what it's talking about. But also, when we go through this whole process, there's some kind of blessing. And some of the blessings are harder to see than others. Something about early fall equals realization or a wisening up. So I know a lot of people talk about ascension. That kind of is a two-dimensional or view in my perspective anyway, where it's more of just an expansion, but within that expansion, there's also stuff going on inside that. So if you had a balloon and you filled it with air, it's going to be different than if you filled it with water. It's going to move different. And you can have both in there. Obviously, you're going to have both in there. You can't just have water. There's going to be air in there. That's just an example. And I guess for the reason I'm saying this is because it's not about knowing the future or predicting events. And this was before the big hootenanny that happened the other day. It's more about being prepared. And that's not meaning going out and buying, filling your truck with toilet paper, paper towels, and gallons of water and water. That's great for you to have, regardless. Excuse me. I'm gonna crunch. Try not to crunch in your ear. Ice. It's kind of warm here still. But anyway, it's not about predicting the events. It's more about being prepared. Psychologically keeps coming in. So yes, all that other stuff. Okay. Because if a storm happens and you don't have the stuff you need and you're going to be uncomfortable. So this is going to play out even the same type of thing for on an emotional level. You need to be prepared psychologically for the things that are coming. If you practice things in your head, and I'm not talking about negative scenarios, but you do it with no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. You do it with confidence. And you're saying, oh, don't say no, such and such. Okay, do it with confidence. Do it with affirmed knowledge that you have within yourself that I mean, you know what's solid within you. So the other aspect of it is making sure you do something about it now. You don't try to predict the future. You can listen to other people if you want to. I'm not telling you what to do or not to do, but I'm just saying, regardless of what other people say, stand firm, not that hold your Fargan line type thing, but you need to be able to hold your own and taking action now. So one of the things I do in with some of my people, I only have so much time with them. I'm not there to practice things. So I try to educate the adult foster care homes, we call them AFCs. So the AFC staff, try to talk to the managers, look, work with your staff, go through their goals and their objectives, go through that with their people, the people living in their home, because you're there to support them because they've been through some major dookie and they need extra support. I mean, I see how these people are. This is not a system, most of them anyway, set up for people that can fend for themselves. Okay. This is a system that I'm working in where people really can't. They don't have the capacity. I'm not saying intellectual, but the emotional capacity and the maturity to be able to manage some of the stuff that comes across their path. So they need someone who's a little more stable, quite a bit more stable, to be able to help them step through that. You have to be all those things for you. You have to be able to step yourself through. What am I going to do? And you know what would be helpful? Write that crap down. Doesn't even, I mean, you can save it and put it and post it and la, 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 la. Write it down, period. Even if you never look at it again, write it down. It's going to be helpful. Just saying. This was a whole nother gig. So yeah. So on the 14th, this started coming up, was about moving forward to, and yeah, so a higher level of thinking. And what does that mean? What does that mean for you? And maybe what I just said kind of equates to that. Stepping yourself through these things mentally and on paper. And everybody, I think that says, what does that mean? It's like, what does that mean? I'm asking, what does that mean? It means it's different for everybody. That's why there's no definitive answer. Silver bullets missing. Everybody's got their name on their own silver bullet to take care of whatever crosses their path. There are some universal things, however, that need to be nipped in the bud. One of those things would be stopping, removing, and what do you call it? Deleting, like for a program or whatever you're looking at, remove self-deprecating thoughts in every form. So in every form would mean words that come out, things that you write, things that you have in your head. Sometimes you can get in, because I'm speaking from experience here, conversational scenarios, playing those roles out. It's like, should I do this? Should I not? It's like, oh my gosh, look what I just did. So the thing that will really help is you deprogram. And when you deprogram something, you don't want to be a zombie. I actually saw a guy today. Oh my gosh. I could have sworn to you, dude was one of those NPCs, but I think it was worse than that. It was kaboom, 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 just walking down the street. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I live in kind of a rural area, kind of semi-rural. So, and there's a few like what I call country burbs. So it's like middle of cornfields. You got like suburbs, I guess. But dude looked like he was totally zombified. So what we have to do is be consistent and diligent. So when you deprogram something, you have to make sure you're not going to be zombified. but install your own programming. And this is where writing things down can be super helpful, right? So, and then the other thing was is being consistent, right? So, and diligent. And the third aspect of this, which is the single most important part, which is being forgiving of yourself when you become aware that you've missed whatever mark that you've put up or missed a mark of expectations from someone else and they let you know. You have to forgive yourself for that. That's harder to do, I think, than asking forgiveness from someone else and being sincere about it. You gotta let it go. Yeah, easy to say, tough to do. Simple to verbalize, monumental to make it happen sometimes. So what was the 16th? So the 16th was Monday. No, that was Tuesday. So manifesting the highest good. That's what will come about. That's what will come about. All of this means that while we are working on this, we are almost going to not realize that we have manifested the highest good. Going to kind of be poopy for some of us. I'm including myself in on that because I had a really doodle do day week thing. Sorry if you hear some noise. The lad is bringing in one of the bins from the curb. It was rubbish day. All right. So one of the other things that kind of spoke a little bit over the last few days and weeks, let me see to make sure I start at the very beginning. Okay. So I think one of the things that has been kind of preying on my mind again, now I'm going to put like flash opinion. All right. We're not fractals. I don't believe in fractals. Y'all can believe in whatever you want. And I think it's beyond that. There's a knowing that we are not fractals. Fractals, fractions, pieces, maybe. But fractals insinuate a division. I don't think there's a divide. Fractal, fraction, a piece, a part. No, sorry. And I'll tell you why. So that's my pinky, and there's a nail on that pinky. If you're the fingernail, are you thinking you're going to have any inkling of what the brain's doing, what the eyeball's doing, what that strand of hair that's gone awry on my head? Okay. That pinky is no less part of me than the hair. It has a completely different function. It is not separate. It is not a fractal of me. If you have this idea that the nail has a certain level of awareness or consciousness, I don't know. I mean, that's up for debate in my head. So that's our version of a smaller view. So I'm not going to say a micro view, but it's a smaller view because micro is infinite just as macro is infinite because we are part of the source of creation like the fingernail. That's funny. I just saw that. The fingernail is part of the finger, which is part of the hand. The nail is part of the body of source. In a way, we are not source, but part of source and not a fraction, fractal, or apart from. We are contributors to all of it. So if we back up to what we talked about leveling up, about taking responsibility, about being prepared and taking action now, this doesn't just benefit us. It doesn't just protect us and our family or our loved ones. This protects and expands everyone. So this is what I got next. How do you like them apples? All right. So the reason I'm recording this today is because it was my birthday last week. Ooh. So I have family coming over tomorrow, and that's Saturday, and they live a long way away, and I'm super grateful that with their limitations that they're making the step out, to be here. So it's super, super cool, super exciting that I'm going to get to see them again. And I didn't want to, because in the past they've come over and they've interrupted, and that's fine. I don't mind. I just don't want to feel like I'm compromising my attention. So I decided I let them know a few days ago. It's like, hey, would you like to come up next month? It's like, yeah, we'll come up this Saturday. So cool. I'm up for that. I'm not going to say no to anybody. I probably should, but I'm probably not going to. Boom. So that's why I'm recording today. And that actually brought something into my head about self-care, which I am an absolute dog about doing. I don't do it enough. I really don't. So a lot of times I'll be, well, like this morning, I was up like stupid hour. I think it was like 5 o'clock. I was awake. I'll put it that way. I was awake. And then I heard the alarm go off. It's like, do I get up? And I sit there thinking about things. It's not like racing thoughts or anything. It's not like negative. It's like problem solving. And it's like, whoa, it's work. Stop. I'm at work. No, not good. So self-care needs to be crazy important. So that's the other reason that I'm recording this evening. It's a beautiful evening here. I wish I was able, I don't think they're gonna, because it's 90-minute drive. I'm not gonna drive them another 25 minutes up to Dow Gardens or something like that. I would love to go to Dow Gardens, but I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I was going to, but I think I'll go ahead and just do that on Sunday because they've got some really cool stuff up there. Anyway, manifest the highest good. It's something about 6 weeks. And I know some of the things that if you want to have an idea of what people are talking about and the potential direction that things are going to go in, one of the people that I don't listen to per se, I do have somebody that does watch them. It's like, okay, give me the snippet, give me the summary. Because I really don't feel like I don't have the energy to do that. As they watch Cliff High on Rumble, CLIFHIGH, pretty interesting fellow. But it's something that could be helpful, not sure. Helpful for some, irritate the bejeebers out of somebody else. I don't really care. You guys got to work that stuff out. I believe that is pretty much it. I'm still working on I think I had yes, I do. I'm still working on getting my website up. The lady that's working on it, super nice lady, but we're going to have a little chat about getting things linked up and on the go. I don't have the physical ability to be the nomadic traveler that I may have once been able to do 15, 20 years ago. So I'm going to have to find out an alternative to that. But yeah, I'm going to hold that up for a hot second. It's going to be my ad for the night. Ooh, golly gosh, you willikers, just focus, you silly thing. So that's my name. That's my website logo. I am going to be setting that up on. Dang, dude. It just doesn't want to do it. Anyway, so that's me. You might pull up my old website if you did the website thing. What needs to happen is the domain name needs to change from one to another. So what I am going to start doing too is posting some things on Facebook. I've got a business website on Facebook now. Really need to have people reach out. That was the thing I wanted to show you guys. Yeah. How big is this? So this is really important. I'm going to overlay this picture I'm looking at when I edit the video. I hope you find it as funny as I did, because I think it's freaking hilarious. But there was somebody who is working on all of this for me. But I'm going to go ahead and edit this stuff in. There's also this little thing, like I said, I had a really crappy week, and I did arrange for me to leave an hour early today. I did that like crazy early this morning because I was hoping to get some things done that were on a legal plane. Be that as it may, I make my dogs food, and I had to put some more in the slow cooker. And I did have one of her treats. I don't give her the store-bought treats. I buy her carrots. She absolutely loves carrots. So I bought some carrots. Just put my hand in that drawer. I pulled out a carrot. If that carrot, that picture, that carrot, when I pulled it out of the drawer, I was like, oh, goody. So that's like what I felt like when I got home from work, because I'm walking through the store and I'm talking to this guy. I don't multitask well. I'm talking to this guy who's supposed to be helping me. I can't help you. And it's like, what do you mean you can't help me? And I said, this is what I want to do. Oh, really? So that didn't make me very happy. So thankfully it was about 11 minutes from the house to drive home. And I am ranting. It's hot enough here. I had the AC on, so nobody heard me outside the car that I'm aware of. If possible, though, I was ranting pretty hard. So when I got home, and the dog, she's so cool. I gave her that carrot. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't believe in coincidences. So I kind of felt like that was letting me know it's like, dude, practice what you preach. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. That was such a reinforcing event for me that I know that I'm doing the right thing by recording this. I would prefer doing the lives. I wish more people would show up during the lives. So I'm not totally stressed about just popping this up as a premiere and tagging it as a coffee, tea, and wine with an H. So I'm okay with that. I really am. So anyway, I'm going to keep writing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Hard as you can never imagine with the things going on. And I'm not talking about this outer world. I'm talking about my own little realm. That this is hard. This is a hard thing to go through. And when you're doing it by yourself, do y'all see anybody here? Yeah, nobody does these things for me. Nobody does anything. And I'm not bitter. I'm just pointing it out. This is hard. And sometimes hard is good. Y'all have a great, great week. I hope to see more of everybody. Comments, likes, shares, all that fantabulous stuff that they tell you you're supposed to spew the rhetoric, right? But what it does is it makes me feel good because this is hobby for me, not even really a hobby. This is something that I feel driven to do. I've thought about so many times of like, why the hell am I doing this? Am I nuts? Probably. And that's okay. So everyone, stay safe. No fear. Full on confidence. No matter what they dress it as or in, if it smells and looks, you know it is, even if it doesn't look. Especially with that, shady bit of business we got going on as far as the media goes. Anyway, I'm getting a little cryptic. I wish I could have a conversation one-on-one with every single person that sees my videos. I challenge anybody who sits there and watches these videos. I challenge you to reach out to me. $10 to a left-handed donut. You need to be prepared. No betting. 100%. You send me an email. We are going to sit down. If you're legit, no BS. Okay. No BS about trying to sell me something. This is about reaching out, having a chat. Doesn't even have to be on a work anything. When you get done talking to me, you will be elevated. Unless you're a total jackwagon and are out to kind of bust somebody. Then I'm going to shut you down because, dude, you have no idea what's been said to me. Okay? Just be prepared. I challenge anybody to reach out, send me an email at aricvibe1111@gmail.com. I will have a conversation with you. I will record it because I don't pull any punches. And we will have a conversation that will make you feel like you can make a difference within yourself and out in the world. Yeah, don't care who you are or where you've come from. Don't care. It can be done. All right. Third time is the charm. Thank you so much. And I'm going to find the stop record button and we'll be done for this. Thanks again, you guys. Blessings. That's all I got.